Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl Beloved and I'm back with a new recipe for the channel. Beloved Catering Service is a business where we make all kinds of cakes, butter cookies, shortbread cookies, coconut biscuits, sugar cookies, brownies, ring donuts, meat pies, samosas, spring rolls, and all kinds of fruit drinks and fruit juices, especially sobolo. We also make all local rice dishes and Ghanaian authentic dishes. We cater for all events and occasions and any form of gatherings. You can contact us with the information provided on your screen. In today's video, we are making a beautiful two-tiered fondant panel birthday cake with gold highlights and detailing. These are the items we'll be using for today's decoration. It includes cake decorating tools and equipment, as well as our vanilla syrup. Before that, I would be very happy if you could subscribe to my channel right now and then turn on your post and notification icon so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video onto the channel. And please share my videos with your friends and family. Please subscribe. To begin, so these are the fondants we are going to use for the marbled panel fondant design on the bottom part of the cake today. We have this deep shade of blue, the light shade, and then our white fondant. But for this, we are going to add a bit of the food color as seen, and then we are going to mix it with it. But we are not going to mix it fully, we just want it to give beautiful lines of the deep shade in it. Just like this, and then that is it. So now we are going to add these three fondants here together. We are going to roll them in a log. And I'll add some cornstarch to the work surface to prevent it from sticking to the board. And then we are going to marble all these three together. To twist it. Twisting it like this, I'm going to join it together and then smush it together. So then we twist for the last. And then we roll it out again. Roll it out again like this. We are going to roll it in a circular motion like this. Press it down with some cornstarch, and then we start rolling. Here to cut out the lines as we want it to be. So we are going to measure according to the length of the cake. It should end here. So we use that as a measurement to cut, and then we are going to cut here as well. Then we cut from this side. Then we are going to cut through this as well, trying to make sure that it's rightly. We are going to measure out 3 centimeters, or let's say 4, which will end here for each. So 4. So we've cut one out, and this is how it should look like this. So we use that as our cue to cut all the others. After cutting it like this, I'll place it onto our baking sheet. We're going to use the rest here to create a few more. Now we roll out the rest of the white fondant and then arrange onto it our alphabet and number cutters, which we've already cornstarch dusted to prevent it from sticking. Then we cut them out and then arrange them onto a plate. When that is done, we use the food painting brush and the gold dust to dust it as nice as this. I'm adding in a bit of vinegar. And I'll use the pastry brush to mix it. So I'm going to paint some lines. The same process, I'm going to paint some lines until most of it is covered with the gold dust and then our white vinegar mix. We are going to assemble and crumb coat our cake. So we do that for 2 of the vanilla cake layers and then the 1 chocolate cake layer, which are all 8-inch cakes, and this is how it will look like. After that, we are going to use the next cake layer that will sit on top of this, which is the 6-inch cake layers baking tin, and then position it in the middle part of the cake that has been crumb coated, so that we get a uniform and accurate space to place it on. After making this round shape on top of the cake, we are going to insert 6 skewers according to the height of the cake, as I'm doing right now. Since we are done with the first cake, which will be the bottom part, we place it into the freezer for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes at most. Then we move on to the assembling of the 6-inch cake layer. So I'm demonstrating this so that you get how I did the first one. Since this cake will be placed on top of another, we will need a cake board that is the same size as the cake itself. So I got that through my own DIY method as usual, and then proceeded to assembling the cakes. So for the first one, I used some of the buttercream, which I had colored in the shade blue, as you can see from the other side of the cake, in between the cake layers. So that is what I'll be doing for this. I'll first spread the syrup on it, make sure that the cake is not that soaked with it, and then add the frosting, smooth it out, add the cake layer, and then I'll alternate that on 3 cake layers have been assembled. After assembling the cake, I'm going to crumb coat it as usual. Set 2 skewers onto the sides of the cake to give it the kind of support that I want it to have. When that is done, we will chill that for half an hour as well, as we go and pick up the first one and then start working on that. When that is brought out, I'm going to use some of the uncolored frosting all around the cake to look like this. Then I'll use the offset spatula to smooth it out as good as possible. When I do the smoothing and I see there's any place to be covered, I'll add some of the frosting, and then at times too, I'm going to use the offset spatula in a straight or vertical motion all around the cake. Then I'll continue smoothing it out with the offset spatula, as I do all the time. When it is halfway done, I'm going to continue with the cake comb that has the straight side or the straight edge, and then smooth it out once again. There's one thing I forgot to mention. This cake making process started around 2:30 a.m. Since I was going to deliver it at church that morning, I had to wake up pretty early to get it done. That's how come I'm still in my pajamas, feeling way sleepy, but for the love of the work, I had to wake up and then get it done and fulfill the order as I had promised to do. So these are some of the sacrifices we make to make our customers happy. And thank God for the strength and the zeal all the time to do what I love most. After smoothing the cake out to look like this on both top and sides, I'm going to start adding onto it the fondant that we made the previous day. And I'm going to do this one by one carefully. So we've placed the first three, and this is kind of going to look like they are lying on the sides of each other to give it the paneled look that we are trying to achieve today. With the same process, I'm going to cover the cake with the fondants. So we are almost done. It's left with 3 more to go. So 1, 2, and then the last one. So this is how it looks like. I'll use the ends of my fingers to kind of press it to the frosting underneath so that there are no gaps in between, and that is the final look. So we pick out the second cake from the fridge, which is the 6-inch cake. Add some of the frosting to it like this, and then start with the offset spatula. Move on to the cake comb as we did for the other one. Alternate with the offset spatula in between, and then get it as smooth and as nice as this. After all the sides are smooth and also the top is smooth, I'm going to use the offset spatula to create this spiral design on top. And if you want details on it, you can check out the first video that we posted a few days ago. It's not up to a week yet, so a few days ago you can check that out. We made that same design for the cake as well, so check that out for the full details. When the spiral design has been created, I'll use the offset spatula to kind of correct any mistakes with it, and then start with the wavy boho design all around the cake like we did for the previous video as well. More details with that video, you can check it out. So this is it. The cake is halfway done. I'll move on to spraying it with gold dust and lemon mix with the same method we did for the previous video. So with all of this, you are going to get more gist with the previous video, so check it out and you understand my points. After much effort and pressure of pushing the spraying can or spraying bottle, this is how the cake looks like. We are not going to freeze the cake or place it in the fridge a bit to lift it onto the other, since we'll be delivering it this morning. The best thing we can do now is to place underneath it the offset spatula to remove it from the first board, which we secured with the solution tape. And then after that, we are going to lift it with the bench scraper and our cake saver, because if you use only the offset spatula, it's going to break. So with that process, it was a bit difficult. I had to get it smooth and nice as possible. If you are trying it, you get me. I mean, you get my point, because the cake itself is heavy. I didn't want to mess up the design after much effort like this. So I tried everything possible, and my mom also gave me a helping hand, since she was the one that was taking the video for me at 2:30 a.m. through to 6 a.m. God bless her for that. These are some of the reasons why, if you have a supportive family, everything you do goes wrong properly. So after much effort and carefully raising it, this is how it looks like. We placed it right in the center where we left some of the frosting for support. So the bottom part looks a bit messy, but I'll correct that. And these are the items we used in picking it up from the board and then fixed. To correct that, I used my fingers to kind of clean the excess frosting from the bottom part of the cake. Did a second spraying to the parts that were a bit destroyed, fixed it with some of the frosting. And then to cover that border, I'm going to use some of the golden sprinkles, as you are seeing. So this is how it looks like after covering the bottom part with the sprinkles. The cake is almost done. So at this point, we are going to lift our letters that we created earlier and the number. So we wrote happy birthday with the 50th. So with the arrangements as earlier, it's going to still be happy 50th birthday, since the birthday celebrant was 50 years today. To lift it carefully and not clean the gold dust that was used in dusting it, I used the offset spatula to pick it up one by one until all were fixed on the bottom part of the cake board. So after arranging the letters and number on the bottom part of the cake board, I'm going to start fixing the decorative balls on the top and sides of the cake like this. So with the biggest first on the opposite sides of the cake. When that is done, I'll add the next biggest ball and then the smallest. All three on all sides, and then the look is almost done. So much for watching. Make it a point to watch our new videos this and every Thursday and Sunday for wholesome content and amazing recipes you can try with your friends and family. This new year, I'll be very glad if you could try any of our recipes and then give feedback on it in the comment section. Also, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your post and notification icon, and then share my videos with your friends and family. Let's all join hands and make this channel grow. Till we meet again, dear viewers. Bye bye.